Salutations, normies. My name is Yort, and before we get jiggy with it, I'd like to apologize for being inactive. Not only do I have the worst ADHD imaginable, but I've been trying desperately to find a job so that I can be a functioning adult that contributes to society. I had much bigger videos planned, but this is a pretty urgent matter that I can't not talk about. That is about the rating of the upcoming Five Nights at Freddy's movie. Recent announcements almost confirm that the rating will be PG-13. So you're telling me this, and this are all just stuck as goofy little polygons and 8-bit sprites? Really? Nah, I'm not letting that slide. So many people are defending the rating of this film, saying shit like, the franchise has always been geared towards teens. Why do you want it to be a total gore fest instead of having an interesting story? These movies are PG-13 and they're all good. First of all, no they're not. Only these ones are good. The odds of a PG-13 horror movie being good are so low, I think it could be seen as lightning in a bottle. And yes, the franchise has been made accessible to teens. After all, I was only 11 when the first game came out, but I feel like people have gotten too used to the story and premise that they just forget just how dark it really is. I know you all know what the story is about already, but let me say it in a way where you'll understand. This series is about a serial child murderer who stuffs their dead bodies inside of animatronics, which are then found by the authorities all rotten and decayed. On top of that, the killer has a son whose head was crushed by an animatronic, and a daughter who was clawed and crushed inside the torso of another one. This franchise is all sorts of fucked up. It's just that it's been portrayed through a very rose-tinted lens. I remember when YouTuber Nick Carlson Press presented his rewrite of Security Breach, and he received tons of backlash for the graphic violence. I never understood this. This has always been at the very core of the franchise that you love so much, so what's wrong with being shown what's happening for once? Not only has this franchise been visually clean for more than long enough, but it's been almost totally babyfied since Security Breach. Some of Meme Bear's FNAF videos are great examples on how the visuals should look for this franchise. I'm not asking for the movie to be like Hostel or Saw, where the motto is style over substance. The Thing, Hereditary, The Exorcist, Annihilation, Midsommar. All of these films are very, very violent, but are also very, very compelling.
Gore can be shocking. That's like the base reaction it gets. Gore can be impactful. It can show the inherent tragedy of a death or a massacre or just showing the carnage of something that's been inflicted, I mean, I have to say, in mainstream horror, child mutilation is still pretty common. Look at The Shining. You've got the twins who are just strewn across the floor covered in blood, their guts cut open with an axe. It's Chapter 1, the highest grossing horror film of all time. You've got Georgie getting his arm ripped off, and he's crawling in agony across the street for a good 5 seconds, screaming in pain.
I recommend y'all check this video out as he makes a lot of good points. Listen. Some of us are just tired of having to look to fan works to see the violence this series rightfully deserves. I want the dark and twisted story to be complemented by dark and twisted visuals for once. Is that a crime?
about this news. Mostly because if you didn't know, a lot of the FNAF movies' targeted fan base is going to be an older audience or a young but also eager audience, since the movie has been in production for over 8 years now, and a lot of older fans have become adults and are wanting a much more uncensored, brutal version of the movie. However, this totally makes sense for it to be PG-13 in my opinion. We haven't heard a single thing about gore being in the movie, and honestly, it would make no sense for them to make a 17+ movie about a game after releases like Security Breach, which were designed to target younger audiences, and then expect the movie to do well. It doesn't make any sense. Plus, it's not even really like FNAF is that gory of a series. What's the worst we could see? Springtrap locking up on William Afton, maybe? I mean, sure, there's probably going to be the occasional horror elements or murder elements seen within the movie, but those aren't things that can't happen in a PG-13 movie. Some of the best horror movies on screen are all PG-13 as well.
I know this video was really brief, but I needed to get this off my chest. If you agree with me, please let me know in the comments, as I'm having a hard time finding many people that do, especially on the Bird app. And I really need that relief, to be honest. In other news, I will be trying to get out at least one new video before the month ends. If I break that promise, feel free to bonk me. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. I'll catch y'all on the flip side.